Okay, we're back. I actually was able to find the bushings. And you can see they're very small. And these are they're brand new. They go into a Lima. I guess they're like pancake motors. They look something like this. This is actually a Lima motor. And these are perfectly brand new. They really don't have a slot or something to go into here. I really have to manufacture something like out of these copper tubes. It'd be quite elaborate. I could put springs, but I think it's a little bit of overkill, and it would really ramp up the technical complexity to get that to work, and maybe unnecessary. So I'm going to take these and put them in a quasi-safe spot and leave that for later. Instead, what I'm going to do is make a little copper flag. This is a piece of copper sheeting, and I'm going to make these copper flags, and I'm going to solder them in, and I'm going to use the copper itself, which is still pretty soft, and it's at least copper to copper. Not as good as the bushing, but better than steel to copper. And make a connection to the armature. So let me just take this flag off, mold this flag on, and I can see the fun of this is what model railroading is. It's using your imagination, whatever knowledge you can find from other places, sources, and trying to manufacture something. Now, it's not NASA, but it's still fun. Now, what is the goal for these things? The goal is that they, when soldered, would sit inside this cap and be able to touch the armature. But they're going to fall off until I solder them, so no sense trying to go crazy until I solder it. So we're going to have to warm up the soldering iron, because solder is the only way that this is going to ever stay on here. So I got my old soldering gun, recently died out, but it's a dinosaur. It looks great, but literally burnt out. So now I have this newfangled modern one with LED lights and everything. But can't complain. So let that heat up. Put that near a stone on the floor so it's not anything that's going to be flammable. Get these bigger copper piping out of the way. Some of these other tools we don't need. And gonna need a bigger boat. Joking, I mean a bigger workspace. Now, use one of these, couple of these steel plates, so I don't burn this wood, because I like the way it looks. That'll be my heat sink. I'll put this flag here. I want this to go right on. You need to get a little bit of flux, not the flux capacitor, but solder flux. For those who don't know, the flux capacitor is an integral part of the time machine from Back to the Future. Incidentally, I believe that Doc Emmett Brown warned Marty never to set the time machine to 2020. So that's why the movie went to 2015. Anyway, okay, now let's see, where did I put the special solder, the one that does not have lead. And I left it out just for this purpose. So let's take a peek and see where the solder is. Where is she hiding? Very interesting. Well, oh, there she is, right where I left it. Ah, that's where it is, I should say. And, okay, now, this is probably hot as the hinges of hell, as my dad used to say. The problem is this metal plate is almost too good of a heat sink. There's a soldered flag. Probably lost some of its flexibility. Ooh, but it didn't actually solder to the tube. That's no good. It just soldered itself like a seal around it. So we've got to fix that. We're going to fix that by getting a little solder on the tip. Not putting this on the heat sink. Oh yeah, conducted it down here. It's hot. Alright, that's good. Now we got one copper flag. I guess I could use this other piece. Just gonna cut it off. Not gonna make a difference. These are these the same diameter? Let's double check that with the droid. Yep, they're the same. Okay. That really doesn't make a difference in this, but just checking because you never know. Obviously, I only need a tiny snippet of this copper. So you might say, why am I cutting two pieces? Yeah, it's a little wasteful. So let's see now. Where is the special cutter? Because there's a special cutter so you don't crimp the tube. Because I could cut it easily, but that's not the right way to cut tube. You use a tool like this. And this allows a rotating cut. It's a pipe cutter, miniature.